the tape, you just start up all these virtual machines and everything's back up and running. There's no operating systems to reinstall on your disaster recovery servers, no applications to reinstall. All the data, let's say, was contained in those virtual images. You've just recreated your entire data center in, potentially a few minutes or a few hours compared to days of reloading applications and data. So this hardware independence is very powerful. You don't have to have the exact same server that you had at your production site at your backup site. The hardware no longer has to match from one site to the other site. This application portability that virtualization creates is very powerful in a number of different situations. So now let's move on to our next slide. Now let's talk about the different virtualization products that are available on the market today. And I'm not going to go into specific versions in this slide. We'll be talking about more specific versions in a minute. Now from Microsoft, you have Microsoft Virtual PC. This is their desktop-based virtualization software. You have Microsoft Virtual Server, which is the software we'll be focusing on in this video. Then coming soon, you have Microsoft Longhorn, which is the latest and greatest version of Microsoft Windows 2003 Server. Inside of that, we'll have an application called Hypervisor, which will basically eliminate Microsoft Virtual Server as a server application, because the virtualization, this hypervisor part, will just be built in to the operating system. So this is something that's coming out in the next year or two, depending on Microsoft release schedules. Now you can go find out more about these virtualization products from Microsoft at this web link here. Now as far as VMware, the main competitor for Microsoft when it comes to virtualization, VMware, by the way, is actually owned by EMC that makes RAID arrays and a lot of storage products. VMware's main products for virtualization are called VMware Workstation. This is their desktop version, again, just like Virtual PC. They have VMware Server, which used to be VMware GSX. Now it's called Server, and it's been re-released because it's now a free product. And VMware Server is sort of their middle ground application used for servers and production environments, and it compares to Microsoft Virtual Server. It's the competitor from VMware. Then there's VMware ESX. This is their high-end product. It's unique. Microsoft really doesn't have a competitor to ESX at this point. The only thing they have coming out might be Microsoft Longhorn that would compete with VMware ESX.